Welcome to Partner Talks, a podcast for partners by Deriv. Remember, this podcast is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial or investment advice. It is considered accurate and correct at the date of publication. Changes in circumstances after the time of publication may impact the accuracy of the video.
All right, so welcome in, everyone. Today, we're going deep, doing a deep dive into Deriv partnerships.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah. You probably know Deriv. It's a platform you can trade all sorts of things, Forex, stocks, you name it, they got it. But we're not looking at the trading itself today.
Okay.
We're going behind the curtain. How do these partnerships actually work?
Right.
And how does Deriv make sure that they're done, the right way? Ethically, effectively, all that good stuff.
I like it. It's like peeking behind the scenes, right? Getting a glimpse into how a brand makes sure that its image, its relationships are carefully cultivated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's all about trust and transparency. And you see this right away, right from the get-go in their partnership guidelines. The emphasis is on building trust with your clients and representing Deriv's values. It's not just, hey, slap a logo on there, call it a day. This is a carefully crafted relationship.
Yeah, and this is where things get really interesting, I think, especially in the financial world. Maintaining a consistent brand image is so important. Right. When you see, something like powered by Deriv or in partnership with, that specific phrasing, it sends a clear signal to potential clients.
Right.
They know exactly who they're dealing with, which is critical in an industry where trust is, everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was this one rule in the guidelines that really caught my eye. You can't impersonate Deriv.
Oh, interesting.
So you can't just go and create some channel, make it sound like it's Deriv, and start promoting stuff. Why is that so important?
Well, you can imagine, if anyone could just slap the Deriv name on anything, it would really dilute the brand, create so much confusion. Clients wouldn't know who to trust, right?
Right.
So this rule, it protects both Deriv, the reputation of Deriv, and the clients themselves. Make sure that anyone engaging with, let's say, a Deriv partner, they're doing so knowing exactly who they are.
So it's about that clear distinction, right? Between the brand, Deriv, and the individual partner.
Exactly. And that actually brings us to another fascinating aspect of these guidelines, which is the emphasis on building your own as a partner. Building your own unique online presence. Deriv wants their partners to have their own identity, their own voice. It's not about being a Deriv clone.
So it's not just like plastering your affiliate link everywhere.
No, definitely not. It's about adding value, Think about it. Creating original content that resonates with the Deriv target audience.
Right.
You could make insightful guides, getting started with Deriv kind of stuff.
Okay.
Or share unique trading strategies. That's what sets those successful partners apart. They're not just promoters. They're valuable resources.
So it's about standing out in what is, let's be honest, a pretty crowded space by providing something, unique, valuable. And I remember there was this guideline about personalized user handles.
Oh, yeah.
So as a partner, you can't just have Deriv in your username.
Right.
Seems like a small detail, but I feel like it's actually pretty significant.
It is. It comes back to that separation, maintaining that separation between the brand and the individual.
Right.
Prevents confusion, protects the integrity of both sides.
Right. It would be a mess if everyone could just call themselves Deriv this or Deriv that. No one would know who's actually officially connected to Deriv, who isn't. It'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, let's switch gears a bit and talk about marketing, because Deriv has some pretty strict rules when it comes to advertising.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to run, let's say, paid ads, you got to get pre-approval. You have to show them exactly what you're planning to put out there. No bidding on branded keywords, things like, Deriv trading. That's a no-no. These might seem a bit restrictive at first glance, but there's a reason.
I was wondering that. Why so much control?
Well, it boils down to control.
Okay.
Controlled messaging, keeping things level. Deriv wants to ensure that all advertising that's out there, it's accurate, ethical, and it doesn't mislead potential clients.
So quality control.
Yeah.
Ethical considerations.
Exactly. All that good stuff. And speaking of control, I also noticed that Deriv, they provide marketing materials for partners, right?
Yeah.
But you can't alter them.
Right.
Like, at all. Why is that?
Well, think of it this way. You're representing Deriv.
Okay.
So you need to use their approved materials. This ensures, first of all, brand consistency.
Yeah.
And crucially, legal compliance, especially when it comes to things like risk disclaimers.
Yeah.
Every word matters.
That makes a lot of sense. Every detail carefully considered. And that actually brings us to a topic that I think is really at the heart of ethical marketing, transparency and risk.
Yeah, absolutely crucial. You can't oversell the platform.
Right.
You can't make these big promises. You're going to get rich quick.
Lambos for everyone.
Exactly, because, let's face it, trading has risks, inherent risks.
And the disclaimers that Deriv requires are pretty serious.
Yeah.
Complex products, substantial risk, your capital is at risk. They're not messing around.
Not sugarcoating anything. And that's the point.
Right. Those disclaimers are there to manage expectations.
Okay.
Promote responsible trading. Transparency is paramount.
Right.
And Deriv takes it very, very seriously.
And they're everywhere. I mean, we're talking websites, social media profiles, even like individual posts.
Right.
Why are they so insistent on that level of visibility?
Yeah.
Like everywhere.
Well, again, it's about protection. It's protecting Deriv. It's protecting the clients.
Yeah.
Making sure that anyone engaging with Deriv through a partner knows what they're getting into, understands the potential risks. Informed decision-making is key.
So it's not just about promoting the platform, it's about promoting it responsibly.
Exactly. And you know, speaking of responsible promotion, there's another guideline that I found pretty interesting. It seems like a small thing, but I think it actually says a lot about Deriv as a company.
Okay.
So you can't just post photos of Deriv staff online without their permission.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Why is that even a rule?
It's about respect,
Yeah.
privacy, even in those small, seemingly insignificant areas.
Yeah.
It shows that Deriv values its employees, wants to protect their privacy. Might seem small, but I think it actually contributes to this broader culture of respect that permeates like the entire partnership.
Wow, I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah.
Really highlights how Deriv is committed to building these ethical partnerships from the ground up.
Absolutely, yeah. And as we kind of dig deeper into these guidelines, it really becomes clear that Deriv isn't interested in quick wins, these fleeting partnerships.
Right.
We're building something more substantial, more ethical.
It's refreshing to see, honestly.
Yeah.
A company taking this kind of approach, they're setting the standard
I think so.
for these responsible brand partnerships.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, I mean, how do these guidelines stack up against other industries?
That's a great question.
Do we see the same emphasis on ethics transparency elsewhere?
Yeah, because we've been so focused on, you know, this financial world that it's easy to forget other industries might have totally different approaches.
Totally. And what does that tell us about the bigger picture? Digital marketing, brand partnerships. Are we seeing a shift toward, you know, more ethical practices across the board?
Right.
It seems like consumers are becoming more aware of how brands operate, and they're demanding more transparency, more ethical behavior.
Absolutely. And that's, I think, a positive thing. It forces companies to prioritize genuine relationships and responsible practices.
We've taken this, deep dive into the world of Deriv partnerships, explored the rules, the strategies, the ethics that kind of underpin it all.
Yeah, and along the way, we've uncovered some broader questions about the evolving landscape of digital marketing.
But we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah, we have. There's so much more to uncover.
There is.
So much more to dive into. You know, going back to the guidelines, one thing that struck me was how much emphasis Deriv puts on responsible promotion.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like they're saying, look, we want you to be successful, but we want you to do it the right way.
No, exactly. And that's where communication comes in, right? There's a whole section in the guidelines about clarity, transparency, which, I mean, makes sense when you're dealing with something as potentially as complex as financial trading.
Yeah. They really hammer home the importance of clear communication, avoiding any misleading language.
Yeah.
No hype.
Right. No get-rich-quick schemes. Deriv partners, they have a responsibility to be upfront about the realities of trading.
Yeah.
It's not a magic money-making machine. It requires knowledge, skill, and, a solid understanding of the risks involved.
And, of course, we can't forget about those disclaimers.
Oh, yeah.
They are everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's not just like a little blurb hidden in the fine print.
Right.
We're talking websites, social media profiles, even individual posts.
That level of consistency, it's pretty impressive. Really speaks to their commitment to transparency. They want to make sure those risk warnings are front and center, all the time.
It's like they're saying, we're not trying to hide anything. We want you to be fully informed before you make any decisions.
Yeah. Informed consent. That's really what it's all about. Deriv wants to make sure that anyone engaging with the platform through their partners
Yeah.
is doing so with a clear understanding of the potential downsides.
I think that's a sign of a company that's not just interested in, short-term games,
Yeah.
but in building lasting trust with its partners and clients.
For sure, for sure. And speaking of trust, there's another aspect of these guidelines that I found quite interesting, the emphasis on respecting privacy. Remember that rule about not posting photos of Deriv staff without permission?
Oh, yeah, that one stood out to me too. It seemed like such a small detail, but it really does say a lot about their company culture.
It shows that they value their employees' privacy and they expect their partners to do the same, respecting boundaries, even in those seemingly small matters.
Yeah. It's like they're saying, we treat our employees with respect, and we expect our partners to uphold those same values.
Exactly. And that respect extends to how partners communicate with their audience, right? No spamming, no bombarding people with messages they don't want. It's about building genuine relationships,
Yeah.
fostering a sense of community around the Deriv brand.
It's funny, as we've been talking about these guidelines, I've been thinking about the bigger picture. It's almost like we've stumbled upon a blueprint for ethical digital marketing.
I know exactly what you mean. These guidelines, they're like a microcosm of all those bigger conversations happening, around brand partnerships, influencer marketing. It's about moving beyond the hype, beyond those quick wins, and focusing on building something more sustainable, something more meaningful.
Yeah. It's about being mindful of your impact, respecting your audience, and, communicating with transparency and integrity. It's about building trust, not just generating clicks.
And in a world that's so saturated with noise, with empty promises, that message is incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that authenticity, ethical practices, those are the things that really resonate with people in the long run.
Yeah, for sure. So we've covered a lot of ground today. Brand consistency, online presence, ethical advertising, risk disclaimers. It's been a fascinating look into the world of Deriv partnerships.
Yeah. We've even uncovered some broader insights about the changing landscape of digital marketing. But there's one more aspect of the guidebook that I think we should touch on before we wrap up, and that's the section on originality and content creation.
Ah, yes, the heart of authentic engagement.
So Deriv isn't just looking for partners who can, parrot their message. They want partners who can bring their own unique perspective, their own creativity to the table.
Yeah.
Partners who can add value, not just noise.
That's where the true power of partnership lies, right? It's not just about promotion, it's about co-creation.
Think about it. Creating insightful guides for getting started with Deriv, sharing unique trading strategies, building a community around shared knowledge and experiences.
That's what makes these Deriv partnerships so compelling. They go beyond just the transactional, and they foster that sense of shared purpose, community.
And in a world that's often characterized by competition and self-interest, that's huge. It's about creating something bigger than yourself,
Right.
something that can actually make a difference.
I think that's the ultimate goal of any successful partnership, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Creating a win-win situation for everyone involved.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive into the world of Deriv partnerships, I'm feeling optimistic.
Yeah.
It's encouraging to see a company that's taking this approach, this thoughtful, ethical approach to building its brand.
I agree. It's inspiring, honestly. And I think there's a valuable lesson here for all of us, whether we're involved in partnerships or just, navigating the digital world as consumers.
What's that?
It's about being discerning, being mindful of the messages that we're consuming, the relationships we're forming online.
Seeking out authenticity, valuing transparency, supporting those who are committed to ethical practices.
Absolutely. Those are principles worth striving for, both in our online interactions and in our lives in general.
Speaking of ethical practices, there's one specific guideline that comes to mind.
Okay.
Really encapsulates Deriv's commitment to responsible partnerships. And that's the rule about accurately representing potential earnings.
Oh, yeah, that's a crucial one. Partners can't just, throw out unrealistic figures.
Right.
Promise guaranteed profits.
Exactly. They have to be honest, transparent about the potential for both profits and losses. Make it crystal clear that trading involves risk. There are no guarantees.
It's about setting realistic expectations, making sure people are making informed decisions based on, facts, not hype.
Right. And this principle goes beyond just, financial figures. It's about accurately representing the Deriv platform as a whole.
What do you mean?
Well, partners, they can't exaggerate the platform's features or capabilities. They can't make it sound like some sort of magical trading solution that guarantees success.
Oh, okay. So it's about presenting a balanced and honest portrayal of Deriv, acknowledging both its strengths and its limitations.
Exactly. And this commitment to accuracy, to transparency, it's something that really sets Deriv apart, I think. Demonstrates a genuine respect for their partners, for their clients.
Yeah, it's a refreshing change of pace from
Yeah.
the often exaggerated claims and misleading promises that, we see so much in the digital marketing world.
It's a reminder that authenticity, integrity, those are the things that build trust, create lasting success.
And, speaking of success, there's another guideline that comes to mind that I think is particularly important for Deriv partners who are, looking to build a thriving community. And that's the rule about fostering a positive, supportive environment.
Yes. Crucial. Creating a space where people feel comfortable sharing their experiences, asking questions, learning from each other.
Exactly. So partners, they can't tolerate any kind of harassment, discrimination, negativity.
Yeah.
They need to actively cultivate a community where everyone feels respected, valued.
And this goes beyond just, moderating comments or removing offensive content. It's about actively engaging with the community, responding to questions, providing support, fostering that sense of belonging.
It's about creating a true community, not just a collection of followers.
And, I think this emphasis on community building, it's really smart on Deriv's part. Creates a more engaged and loyal user base, which ultimately benefits everyone, right? Both Deriv's and its partners.
Yeah, it's a win-win. And it's a testament to Deriv's commitment to building a brand that's not just about profits, but about people.
Absolutely. As we've been going through these guidelines, it's become clear that Deriv has really put a lot of thought into this partnership program. It's not just about slapping a logo on a website and hoping for the best. It's about building those meaningful relationships, providing valuable resources, fostering a sense of community.
And I think that's a lesson that, any brand can learn from, regardless of industry.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that authenticity, transparency, integrity, those are the foundations of any successful partnership.
And speaking of authenticity, there's another guideline that comes to mind. This one's particularly important for Deriv partners who are, creating content.
Wow.
And that's the rule about plagiarism and intellectual property.
Ah, yes. That's a big one. Partners can't just copy and paste content from other sources, pass off someone else's work as their own.
Exactly. They need to create original content that reflects their own unique perspective, their expertise.
And it's not just about avoiding legal issues. It's about respecting the work of others, building a reputation as a trustworthy, credible source of information.
It's about being authentic, adding value to the conversation.
Exactly. And this principle of originality, it extends beyond just, written content. It applies to videos, images, even trading strategies.
Yeah, it's about bringing something new, something valuable to the table, not just regurgitating what's already out there.
Exactly. And this focus on originality, I think it's what makes the Deriv partnership program so dynamic, so engaging. It encourages partners to think outside the box, come up with innovative ways to promote the platform, connect with their audience.
Yeah, it's about fostering a culture of creativity and innovation.
And speaking of innovation, there's one final guideline that's worth mentioning. The rule about staying up to date with the Deriv's products and services.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. It's essential for partners to stay informed about any new developments or changes to the platform, right?
Absolutely. They need to be able to accurately represent Deriv's offerings and provide their audience with the most up-to-date information.
It's about being a reliable, knowledgeable resource for their community.
Right? Shows a commitment to continuous learning, improvement.
So we've really gone deep into this world of Deriv partnerships.
We have.
It's been fascinating to uncover all the nuances,
Yeah.
all the considerations that go into creating a successful and ethical partnership program.
Yeah. It's been a journey.
We've explored the importance of trust, transparency, communication, authenticity, community building. We've seen the thoughtfulness and care that Deriv puts into making sure its partners are representing the brand in the right way.
And we've gained insights into the changing world of digital marketing,
Right.
the increasing importance of ethics in brand partnerships.
But, I feel like there's still so much more to explore.
I agree.
This conversation has really just scratched the surface.
It has sparked so many questions and ideas in my mind.
Like, for instance, I'm curious to learn more about the specific challenges that Deriv partners face,
Oh, yeah.
and the strategies they use to overcome them.
That's a good point. We've talked about the guidelines, the principles, but it would be fascinating to hear from partners who are, out there doing it, successfully navigating this landscape.
Right. What are their secrets? What tips and advice can they offer to others who are looking to, build those thriving partnerships?
Yeah, and I'm also curious about the future of the Deriv partnership program. How do they see it evolving?
That's a great question. What new innovations, what new initiatives are they planning? How are they adapting to the ever-changing digital world?
Yeah, these are questions I'd love to explore further.
Me too. Feels like this deep dive has only just begun.
It has. There's a whole world of knowledge and insights out there.
And I think that's one of the most exciting things about this whole journey of learning and discovery.
Yeah.
There's always something new to explore, something new to understand.
It's a never-ending process of growth and evolution.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'm feeling really inspired. Inspired by Deriv's commitment to ethical partnerships, inspired by the creativity and innovation of their partners, and just inspired by the vast potential for growth and learning in this digital world that we live in.
I share your enthusiasm. It's been a really enriching experience.
And I think the most valuable takeaway from this conversation is the importance of approaching partnerships with intentionality, integrity, and a genuine desire to create something meaningful.
Well said. It's not just about transactions, profits. It's about building those relationships, fostering trust, and ultimately making a positive impact.
And that's a message that really resonates with me.
Me too. It's a reminder that we all have the power to create a more ethical, more fulfilling digital landscape.
So to our listener out there, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep seeking out those partnerships that align with your values, the ones that inspire you to grow.
And remember, the journey of discovery, it's just beginning. There's a whole world of possibilities out there. It's pretty remarkable, how Deriv has created this whole ecosystem for his partners. It's more than just your typical affiliate program.
It is. It's like we've been given this peek behind the curtain. Like we've seen the inner workings of this well-oiled machine, this carefully constructed network built on, shared values, ethical practices.
And it all comes back to trust, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Trust between Deriv and its partners, but also, just as importantly, the trust between those partners and their clients.
It's like this ripple effect. The trust spreads outward, creating a more transparent, more accountable environment for everyone involved.
And I think that's what really sets Deriv apart. They're not just focused on, the bottom line. They're putting in the work to build a sustainable future for the brand, for their partners.
Yeah, it's a true partnership, a symbiotic relationship. Everyone benefits. Partners get access to a reputable platform, a supportive network. Clients get access to valuable resources, information, and Deriv benefits from this growing community of engaged users.
It's a win-win all around.
Yeah.
Fueled by, integrity and mutual respect.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful, especially in today's world.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm curious, what are your biggest takeaways? What aspects of these Deriv partnership guidelines really stood out to you?
Honestly, it's that commitment to ethics. It's so refreshing to see a company taking such a strong stance on responsible marketing transparency.
Yeah, it's a powerful example for sure.
Yeah, and it's a good reminder that we all have a role to play in creating a more ethical digital world.
Absolutely.
It goes beyond just, following the rules. It's about adopting this mindset of integrity, respect in everything we do online.
Yeah, it makes you think, doesn't it? Am I genuinely adding value? Am I being transparent? Am I treating others fairly with consideration?
Yeah, those are essential questions, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what your role is in this digital world.
And to our listener out there, we encourage you to keep these principles in mind as you navigate this world of online partnerships, brand collaborations.
Yeah, do your research, ask questions, and support those who truly align with your values.
And remember, building trust takes time, it takes effort, but it's the foundation of any successful, sustainable relationship.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that's about it for our deep dive into the fascinating world of Deriv partnerships. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the world around you.
See you on our next adventure.
The products offered on our website are complex derivative products that carry a significant risk of potential loss. CFDs are complex instruments with a high risk of losing money rapidly due to leverage. You should consider whether you understand how these products work and whether you can afford to take the high risk of losing your money. Trading conditions, products, and platforms may differ depending on your country of residence. For more information about our offerings, visit our website at deriv.com.